Hi, I'm LaRocco, author of Thriving in the New Economy and Senior Talent Producer at CNBC, and you're watching MarketHeist.com.
Here with us tonight is another new friend I met on Twitter and Facebook, and some of my friends have said I meet a lot of strange people online, and it's fine if it's something like this. We have on today CNBC Senior Talent Producer LaRocco. She is also the author of Thriving in the New Economy, Lessons from Today's Top Business Minds, and there's her name right there. Right, and she is here to talk about how individuals like us at home that are pretty far away from the business center that she's in, how we can get the most out of what she's trying to give us on the news every day, so we can either make money or at least preserve our money, because this is a hard time that we're going through. So, Lorianne, welcome. Thanks for spending Friday night with us. I'm sure you have better things to do.
It's absolutely fine. I've been looking forward to this. Thanks for having me.
We don't necessarily have people on we'll call them on the inside like you are. So we depend on you to bring out things from these CEOs or economists or country leaders that we probably would never get a chance to ever talk to in our lives. So can you explain about what you do as a senior talent producer and how critical your contacts are, AKA the $1 trillion Rolodex? What is that?
Sure. Well, the folks in the industry have dubbed my Rolodex as $1 trillion Rolodex because I have, oh goodness, at least a baker's dozen of billionaires, $1 trillion money managers. I have 2 of those, and countless millionaires, and they've just dubbed it as $1 trillion Rolodex just from the value of the people that I talk to in terms of their net worth and their portfolio. As senior talent producer for CNBC, it's my job to get the people with the skin in the game. Because you and I both know there are a lot of bloviators out there in the markets. They're either pumping up their stock or they have an ulterior motive. And I really want to make sure that I get the right person on the program so you, the viewer, can get what we call actionable information. And that's information that you can take back, digest, and then take action in your own portfolio. Now, I always tell people, from my book tour or even people that, I meet on the street, you cannot take anybody's advice from any TV show, be it ours or Bloomberg's or whatever, and take it and apply it. You really have to do your own due diligence. But the people that we have on are a good starting point for an investor to kind of get your mind going in terms of thinking, that sounds interesting. Because I think a lot of times as investors or just, the regular generic folks on, that invest, it doesn't matter if you have a 401k or if you have a pension or even a mutual fund. You can't rely on other people to invest in your money because your money is personal. You work very hard for your money. And why would you just want to hand over the reins and not really look over somebody's shoulder or do some due diligence when you put money in, say, specific shares? And it's a lot of common sense. It's, reading the newspapers. I'm one of those people that I'll read the entire newspaper article because sometimes there'll be one quote in an article that'll get me thinking, and I'll go, that sounds like a story here. And 9 times out of 10 it is. You have to go with your gut, because if you find something that's interesting and you poll all your friends or other investors, you'll find that they're interested as well. And you have to, like Warren Buffett's investing mantra, invest in what you know. I'm a mom. I have 3 children. Now, at CNBC, I'm not allowed to own any individual stocks. I'm prohibited because I get a lot of insider information, be it from earnings or acquisitions. But if I could, I would be investing in what I would buy, be it Johnson & Johnson, because I've got small kids, Abercrombie, invest in what you know, because if you're in those stores, you're going to see people shopping or you're going to see a lot of sales. So
Right.
if you know that if companies are deep discounting, are they going to make their profit?
Hmm.
So a lot of it is common sense and also just gauging what is around you. So when I have people on Squawk Box, I get the people with the skin in the game, being in various industries. Like, what are you seeing? Like Richard LeFrak, the
Yeah.
LeFrak organization. They're commercial real estate, but they're a good indicator of jobs because if companies are hiring, they're going to have more office space. If there is more commercial real estate out there that is vacant, what does that tell you?
Hmm.
Companies aren't hiring. So that's how I try to do like what I call the smart bookings. People that
Yeah.
tell you what's going on, but you could also kind of deduce from what they're talking about looking at the economy as a whole.
Right. They'll tell you something that you don't already know, a news source for some people, and lead you on. Right.
Exactly. And when you're sitting there and you're listening to people with their outlooks, like WilBur Ross, WilBur called me last week saying, "Hey, listen, I'm forming a partnership, with the former head of Caremark. Do you want us on?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, why?" And he's like, "I'm seeing opportunities from the healthcare policy. We're gonna see, possible acquisitions coming up." So it's folks like WilBur, and you have to also think like a WilBur Ross, if you will, when you're investing. You can't get caught up in the here and now
Hmm.
because the here and now is gone. You have to look ahead. All good investors and all the people that I talk to, they're looking ahead, way ahead. Like Ron Barron is a quintessential buy and hold investor. He holds stocks for some 20 years.
Hmm.
So you have to really think. Like he's very big in education, like in the DeVries and Strayer. And the reason why he's investing in those, and he'll tell me because I'll say why. We all want to know the why
Right.
because that's how you get to learn and make money.
Hmm.
He's like, well, a lot of people have lost their jobs. They're trying to get a new trade, so they're going back to school. They can't go back for another 4-year degree. They got to go back for another 6-month training or something to get, their leg up for another job. So a lot of it, what I like to call is common sense, or look at the here and now, see what the present situation is offering you, and then think about, okay, what do I do next? How
Hmm.
do I anticipate the next move? And that's why all those people come on to tell you how they're thinking, and then you can take that into your own portfolio because everybody has their own time horizons.
Hmm.
I'm Lorianne LaRocco, author of Thriving in the New Economy and Senior Talent Producer at CNBC, and you're watching my... Ugh. Okay.